Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa have been the heartbeat of daytime television for years. A couple whose chemistry could light up any screen and whose laughter could brighten even the dullest morning. Their story has always felt like a romantic comedy written by life itself, spontaneous, loving, and utterly unpredictable. But recently, something changed. Behind the smiles, the laughter, and the effortless charm, an unexpected reality began to unfold. Fans who have followed their every move are now asking the question no one ever thought they'd have to. Are we witnessing the beginning of a heartbreaking farewell, or the rise of an even stronger love story? To understand how deeply this moment has affected them, we have to go back to where it all began. In the 1990s, Kelly Ripa was America's sweetheart, the quick-witted, endlessly lovable actress on All My Children. On that very same set, a young, confident actor named Mark Consuelos walked into her life. The chemistry was instant. What started as on-screen passion soon became something far more powerful off-screen. Away from the cameras, they fell in love, quietly, genuinely, and completely. Within months, they had built the kind of connection that didn't just look good on television, it felt real. They were married soon after, and together they grew from rising stars into icons of love, laughter, and family. Their journey became a fairy tale that America watched unfold, raising 3 wonderful kids, balancing fame and parenthood, and somehow managing to stay real in an industry that often feels anything but. Kelly and Mark became more than co-hosts or spouses. They became the embodiment of modern partnership. Funny, fiery, flawed, and inseparable. But even the most beautiful stories have their challenges. Kelly has often been candid about how hard it is to live life in the public eye. Every word, every facial expression, every laugh becomes something for the world to dissect. It's exhausting. She once confessed that behind the bright lights of television, there were days when the pressure felt too heavy to bear. And Mark, strong, grounded, endlessly loyal, felt that same strain in his own way. Together, they've faced rumors, schedules, parenting struggles, and all the complexities that come with being a power couple. And yet, through every storm, they've held on to each other. Until recently, when things took a more serious turn. In an emotional and vulnerable moment, Kelly broke down on air, revealing that their family was going through an incredibly difficult time, one that had left her uncertain about the future. Her voice trembled as she spoke, and the studio fell silent. The woman who had always been a symbol of energy and optimism was for once completely raw. She didn't reveal all the details then, but her words carried a heavy truth, that even the strongest love stories are not immune to life's hardest tests. Kelly admitted that she had moments of deep fear of loss, of change, and of having to say goodbye to the one person who had been her constant through everything. And at the center of it all was Mark. Reports began surfacing about a decline in Mark's health, a sudden, unexpected downturn that left both his family and fans in shock. Kelly, who had always been open about her emotions, struggled to hold back tears as she talked about the challenges they were facing. The couple, known for their laughter and teasing, suddenly seemed more fragile, more human than ever. But where many would crumble, Kelly and Mark found strength in each other. Kelly shared how one night, when everything felt unbearable, when the fear of losing it all weighed too heavily, she called Mark and whispered, "I can't do this." And in that moment, Mark, the man who had stood by her through decades of chaos, fame, and laughter, simply said, "You don't have to be strong right now. I'll be strong for both of us." It wasn't just a line. It was love in its purest form, patient, steady, and selfless. Those 5 words changed everything for Kelly. She later said it reminded her that true strength doesn't come from pretending to be okay. It comes from trusting the person who loves you enough to carry your pain. It was in that moment that their marriage, already tested by time and fame, reached a new level of depth. Through the uncertainty, they found comfort in small things. A quiet breakfast together, holding hands while watching the sunrise, laughing at old memories, even joking about the little things like Kelly's now infamous broad
That
talk
moment,
on live TV.
which had viewers laughing across the country, was classic Kelly, turning something ordinary into a hilarious, unexpected performance. On that particular morning, she started chatting about how long her bras last, claiming they're ancient because, well, she hardly wears them. She even confessed that her bras now serve only one purpose: to hold her microphone. The audience roared with laughter. Mark, sitting beside her with his trademark grin, crossed his arms and just shook his head. He knows her well enough to let her roll with it. When he teasingly mentioned that he preferred the ones with front snaps, the studio lost it. Kelly fired right back with a witty history lesson on the evolution of bras, from ancient Greece to medieval Austria, proving once again that no one can pivot from humor to education faster than her. It was outrageous, spontaneous, and utterly them. That's what makes Kelly and Mark so unique, the way they turn life into a shared stage, where laughter and love intertwine. Even in chaos, they find humor. Even in uncertainty, they find connection. And that's why fans adore them. Not because they're perfect, but because they're real. Behind the laughter, though, Kelly's resilience has been tested like never before. Sources close to the couple revealed that Mark's recent health struggles have deeply shaken her. For someone who has always been open-hearted and optimistic, it's been a painful adjustment. Kelly has reportedly stepped back from her hosting duties to be with him, prioritizing family over fame. Their children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, have become their anchor. Michael, the eldest, returned home to support their parents, taking on the role of protector and quiet listener. Lola, ever the entertainer, keeps the family laughing, finding light even in the darkest moments. And Joaquin, their youngest, has leaned into faith and positivity, reminding them all that hope still lives in the small, everyday moments. Each of them carries a piece of their parents' spirit: courage, humor, and love. Together, they've turned fear into unity. Kelly once said that when you're confronted with the possibility of losing everything, you begin to see how precious every small moment truly is. Holding hands, sharing a meal, laughing at something silly. Those aren't just memories, they're lifelines. Through tears and laughter, Kelly and Mark continue to remind the world that love isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about being there, in sickness, in health, in joy, and in fear. And as fans flood social media with messages of love, support, and prayer, one thing has become crystal clear. This isn't the end of Kelly and Mark's story. It's another chapter, one written in courage, compassion, and unshakable devotion. Because even when the spotlight fades and the cameras stop rolling, what remains is their unbreakable bond, built over decades of laughter, love, and a little bit of chaos. They've taught us that true romance isn't grand gestures or picture-perfect moments. It's standing together when life feels uncertain. It's finding something to smile about even when you want to cry. And perhaps most importantly, it's choosing love over and over again, no matter what tomorrow brings. So, as fans wait for updates on Mark's recovery and Kelly's return, one thing is certain. Their story isn't just about fame or television. It's about life, about resilience, about the kind of love that endures even when the world feels heavy. If their journey has shown us anything, it's that laughter and love, when shared with the right person, can carry you through absolutely anything. And maybe, just maybe, that's what keeps us all tuning in.